Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 16 of the Cooler Guild. I'm your host, Coop, and joined with me, as always, is my co-host, Van.
Hello.
We are recording on Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. On today's episode, we'll be discussing Reigns' disappointing yet probably predictable loss to Gotham
Mhm.
from Monday night in Seattle. We'll also dive into the really awful but exciting news for Sophia Huerta, I guess. Her
Uh,
loan to Lyon, as well as a few results from the league over the weekend, and we'll also do a short preview of the Reigns' next match. But first, a little bit of housekeeping.
The Cooler Guild is part of the Sounder at Heart podcast network. You can either listen to us on our public feed or, if you're a Sounder at Heart subscriber, on our private unified feed with the other podcasts on the network. If you'd like to become a subscriber, just visit our page at sounderathheart.com/the Cooler Guild. New subscribers get 10% off the normal rate, and you'll help support everything we're doing.
Great.
Excellent.
Did you do anything cool this weekend? Any tall ships, short ships, tugboats, ship report? Anything to report
no,
on?
no boats this weekend. Laid kind of low, hung out. Great weekend though. Excellent weekend. I did go to like a dinner thing at one of the tap houses in town.
Hmm.
That was cool. It's like a founders dinner for like their founding mug club members. My buddy's a member there, so
Nice.
like this barbecue, like this buffet.
Sounds nice.
So that was neat. Yeah, it's good to
Yeah.
hang out.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, I had some visitors, so that was fun. My sister-in-law visited with her boyfriend. That was a great time. We tried to go mushrooming. The ones we were looking for were not there. So then I didn't feel like I got my mushrooming fix.
Mm.
So, my wife and I went out to somewhere on the coast, like nearby, kind of nearish. It was like 40 minutes away from us, but we went out to this place that we've like gotten some mushrooms there before. And because now we got to go every weekend because they're just going to sprout up someday. So you got to keep up on it. We did find a few, like maybe 3 or 4 handfuls. Not very many, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, you sent me the picture of the pan you were cooking them in. I was like,
They're
ooh, what
really
a
good.
score.
I know. I mean, we found some lobsters, which I hadn't like had success with finding like good lobster mushrooms before, so that was nice. But the funny part was we were like walking up, kind of like the opposite way most people go up the trail because we know where the mushrooms are. It's easier to go up the back side of the trail, and I like saw this guy who I like 100% recognized, curly haired guy from TikTok. And I was like, oh, I that's like a really funny dude from TikTok. And then I like went, I couldn't remember his name. I was like, his name was like lost on me. I also don't know that I would have said something anyways. But then I looked it up and it was EJ Marcus,
Yeah.
which I think you and I've sent videos of his back
Oh,
and
yeah.
forth before.
Mhm.
And I was like, what are the odds of like just running into something like that at this like random place on the coast on like this one part of the trail? And if we had not stopped for like a snack, we wouldn't have run into him. I don't know. The world's so small. That's like basically what I got out of that.
Hell yeah.
So that was cool. And then then I had to watch the rain game later.
Oh, God. Yeah, I was trying to stay positive about it.
I think the positivity is it's got to be going away now, right?
Uh, I'm I'm holding on till Houston.
Okay. I mean, we've got 2 Houston games
Yeah.
and they're
So maybe I'll
bad.
hold on till the second one. Just in case, you know?
Yeah. I guess that's fine.
No, I mean it sucked. It really did suck. The game. You wanna recap it a bit
Yeah,
for
let's get
us?
the recap so we can get into why it sucked. On Monday night in Seattle, the Reign faced Gotham FC for the second time this season. The Reign came into this match on a 3-game win streak, which was very nice and pleasant for us for quite a while.
Oh, what a great streak.
I know. Well, I'll hold on to that moment. It didn't last that long, but it was nice.
Forever in our hearts.
Forever in our hearts. They tried to keep that momentum going, and they were hoping to get any points they could against an extremely stacked New Jersey, New York. Would
Did
make
you
up your
say New
mind.
Jerk?
Yeah, they're jerks. All right.
New Jerksey?
I gotta cover everything when I talk about them. New Jersey, New York. Make up your minds. All right. You play in New Jersey. Quit trying to lie to us. All right. Anyways, the match remained scoreless in the first half until the Reign lost the ball in their own attacking third, and Gotham was able to quickly move up the field and take advantage of the Rain's defense just being completely out of position and scored a goal in the 41st minute. Not great. Didn't want to give up a goal like that at that time. Because they almost made it out of the half without making any big mistakes, but that didn't happen. Second half kicked off, and the Rain held off their opponent for nearly the entire second half as they tried to get themselves back into the match with some fresh legs off the bench, but it still wasn't enough. They never found the back of the net, and then Gotham really just put the final nail in the coffin for the Rain and scored in the 85th minute with an Estair goal. Rain lost 0-2, putting them in 11th place in the league standings, and now they are 5 points out from the playoff line with 6 matches left. The hope was there.
And I think like when the game started, the first 5 minutes or so, I feel like we didn't, maybe 10 minutes, and we didn't have a lot of possession, but the defending was quick. It was pressure cover, and the effort was there. And then it just kind of broke down. We also weren't getting players like Howell on the ball. It was just kind of a mess.
They didn't look, I don't know, they just didn't look energized to me.
Yeah.
Just like kind of what, obviously we were winning, so we looked energized, but those games we were coming back from behind. So like they found a way to get back into those, and this one it just didn't look, I don't know, they didn't look excited. They looked a little defeated knowing that they're playing a team like Gotham.
Yeah, I mean, Harvey said it in the post game, like it looked lethargic.
Yeah, I mean,
and I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, like I went mushrooming, right? And then I was like, this is Monday, and then I was like, well, gotta go watch the Rain lose, because I was also just like, I mean, this team has been on a streak, sure, but once we heard that Huerta was going on loan, it was kind of hard for me to have confidence in playing somebody like Gotham.
Yeah.
I was pretty defeated after knowing that she wasn't going to be there, and knowing that. And then we found out Haidama was also not going to be available.
We haven't been like the biggest Haidama fan club.
I like her.
I mean, we like her, but
yeah.
I think like it's always like, she could be better. She could be better. Like,
she's young
but
though.
Exactly. But in a game like this, you kind of realize how much you miss her. And we talked about that last episode with talking about just like the shape and the defending from that front line. And she's definitely just gotten so much better with that. And and obviously missed it this game.
Yeah. It seemed like they were maybe hoping Keen would figure it out, or like G was gonna slide in there in a similar way, but that's just not, no one has like the positioning and like the physicality and the able to like hold the ball up like Haidama can. So I just don't know if the game plan really made sense.
Yeah, there's also that.
But I also don't know like what the game plan is when like, because they've had so many different lineups this season, right? Just because of all sorts of things going on. And
yeah, different lineup for every game this season.
Yeah, so here we are in another situation where we're missing even more players than we were prepared for. Players that we rely on heavily, and then we've got all these new pieces we're trying to fit in, and it's like, I guess we were bound to eventually have a game like this. It wasn't going to be all, puppies and rainbows after our few summer signings, like we weren't a good team, and here we are again.
Yeah, I do have to think though what that game would have looked like with the lineup before the summer signings.
Yeah,
and just think about, like, put it into perspective a little bit.
We probably would have gotten our asses kicked way worse.
Oh, it'd have been 5-6-0
bloodbath.
Yeah, just an absolute nightmare.
I think you're right about that.
So, I mean, put it into some perspective.
Yeah, and I mean,
and they're bringing Crystal Dunn on in the second half. I mean, like, come on, that's just
it's just demeaning.
It's terrifying.
I just felt so stupid. I was just sitting there like
every player that came on, I was like, God damn, they have that player too? I forgot.
Number 1 league goal scorer comes off your bench. What are we supposed to do?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Die a little inside? I really don't know.
And it's like I mean, again, we've found success recently, but we're in a certain place in this league, and it's not because it's we've just gotten a little unlucky sometimes. It's because we weren't very good.
Yeah.
So of course Gotham was just, I don't know. They didn't have their way with us. Which I
No, and
guess is positive.
I mean, and to be fair, it should have been 1-0.
Yeah,
But
sure.
the game ended how it ended. So, um, we were giving the ball away so much though. Like, and it
Yeah.
was just stupid mistakes in possession that I was just like, what is happening here? Like, get it together. But it was like everything like touch, frantic. I had in my notes that at the end of the first half that I forgot that James Turner was on the field.
She subbed out at the half, right?
Yeah.
I
At half or
It was like, let me pull it up.
I got it. She went out in 62nd minute.
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, that's pretty early for someone who's like playing that role. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't working, so it's fine. I'm fine with that sub being made at that time. But
I mean, that's the earliest Montesier's come in.
yeah, I mean, I guess if that's the trade-off, that's fine by me. Ugh, midfield just doesn't look great. I do think Quinn played pretty well. Should we jump in on the Do you want to jump in the positives of this match?
Yeah.
Let's just jump right into it because it's ugly. It was ugly. Positives. So like you were saying, Mondazir came in for James Turner.
Coco.
Did you like what you saw?
I did. I think that she got into a lot of dangerous spaces and with absolutely zero help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she's taking on players, beating two players, yeah, getting into the top of the box or to the end
Mm-hmm.
line, looking to cut it
Mm-hmm.
back. And it's like,
I was almost like, should she be the 10? Like I was watching it because I was just like, she's like playmaking, right? Like that's what she was trying to do. And I was just like, I don't, because I didn't see a lot of G. I don't know. G was in a position that didn't make sense too for her.
yeah,
But yeah, Monazir, I was just like, when is she going to be able to start?
I don't know.
I think we're gonna have some issues. I mean, hopefully Haidama will be fine, but with with Huerta being gone, and we don't have that like natural playmaking kind of whatever she does magic on
And
the side.
well, they're trying to make Holmes be the one that does that, but Holmes can't track back. And she gets burned on the outside constantly. And it's
Which
like you have to have one or the other for her, right? You
yeah,
have to allow her to be a playmaker and drop somebody in, which they try and do with Quinn, but then you don't have a lot of coverage back there because like they were saying in the post game interview that they were basically being man marked. And so it's just like I don't understand the logic there really.
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting listening to Harvey talk about Holmes because it does seem like this is a development situation still.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's something that she's seeing there that I, as a as a fan and somebody who doesn't understand that kind of level of development and coaching,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's something there that I just don't understand. So I'm willing to like let this keep playing out.
Yeah,
Um,
and we don't have a lot of options there until Bug comes back.
yeah, yeah.
Because Bug's, is shoe in
Hmm.
at center back there.
And we also lost Ryan Brown, which
God,
was, you know, that was a great time for
I'm
us.
still upset about that.
Yeah. So, I think Holmes is she's not atrocious. That she's not atrocious by any means, but
No. In a perfect world, there we would have Ryan Brown.
another positive, I did say this already, but it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just quickly go over maybe some names you may have heard from Gotham's team. Their starting lineup included
My
Ankat,
favorite
yeah,
goalkeeper
yeah.
in the entire league. I know it's weird, and I was rooting against her yesterday. But did you see that touch that she took from that long ball that came into her in like the first 10 minutes?
She is like balling out of her mind, which
Butter.
it sounds like this
Butter.
she's never played this well before. So it's fun to see someone like that playing that's good.
Yeah. Goalkeepers are in the height of their career in their early 30s.
Yeah. So Ann Katrin Berger, Tiana Davidson, Emily Sonnet, Jenna Neiswanger, Esther, Rose Lavelle, Jess Carter, and then on the bench, Crystal Dunn, Lynn Williams. And then who's coming off of our bench? I don't know. I'm just want to throw that out there.
The leading goal scorer for Haiti,
Okay.
Coco.
And comparisons of World Cups and Olympic trophies compared to Crystal Dunn and Lynn Williams.
There's no comparison.
Okay. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe some room to still make roster moves. I don't know.
Yeah. But like I said, it could have been worse. And
Yeah.
I did notice we have to talk about how we looked with the subs because there definitely was more of an attacking mindset, more of an attacking prowess when the subs came in. And you could see it with the effort with other players too.
Mm-hmm.
Like AMC megging someone in the box down the line.
She fouled
And
them.
no, no, that was an absolute fucking flop. Oh God. That was the worst call. I'm still mad about it. Susie was saying that in the Slack today too, and I was like, yeah, 100% agree.
It didn't ruin our like game. It's just annoying.
No, you make a really cool play and then they call you a foul on you for something that you didn't do. Get over it.
Yeah.
Call it. Call that back.
Yeah.
It's not a foul for being humiliated.
What's that like quote? It's like I mean it was Michael Scott, but it's like that was a hate crime because I hated it. That's like how the ref was doing things.
Yeah, 100%. Other positives from the game, McLaren.
Yeah.
Solid. I think we're with Bug and McLaren. I think Lou Barnes, being kind of wrapping up her career. I feel like, and I feel like she's alluding to that as well, especially with the pregame press conference. But definitely, I think we're gonna be okay in the back at least. It's other places that we need to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess center backs, outside backs. Glass played well though.
Yeah, it sounded like this was her first NWSL regular season game, and I feel like she settled in pretty well for somebody who hasn't been in the league like this. So
yeah, she seemed to be a smart player. I mean, nothing really got down that side.
none
of the goals came down that right side.
Yeah, give her some more time to get adjusted to the speed. I mean, you're also playing Gotham, who are just like one of the most dangerous teams in the fucking league. So
yeah, but she stood up against it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that her big thing is all the ACL injuries she's had.
Yeah,
but
very skeptical.
If somebody can stay healthy for the rest of the season, at least, that's going to work in our favor. Somebody that hasn't really been able to develop just because of their injury worries, and getting them into the system and helping them kind of find their mojo.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess I'll save what I have to say for later about Huerta. I really don't know if there's any more positives other than the fact that at least we don't have to play Gotham again next week.
Yeah, that's nice. And Gotham has 3 games this week.
Yeah, they do, which was why I was kind of people were talking about this on the Slack, Sounder Rovalk's Slack. Like maybe they should have just not let Rose travel. But honestly,
Slack or the Discord?
I think I can't remember.
One of the two. We're talking to everybody all the time.
Yeah. But I was like, I think Rose was obviously part of the attack on the first goal. So she was the one that like helped get that ball up. But otherwise, we did a pretty good job containing her. All the people that I was maybe most scared of, I think we did a pretty good job containing them.
Yeah.
Which is maybe, why we screwed up the way we screwed up.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough one. And I think Laura Harvey knew it was going to be tough coming into the game. So she's setting it up to be like, hey, like every game's important, but like this one, not the most important out of all of them.
I mean, yeah, you can't, and I get that. You can't really look at the rest of their schedule and think like, man, if we don't beat Gotham, everything's like screwed for us, because that's just like, you have to be realistic.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and we're not in a state, I would say, to like put all efforts and hope into beating one of the best teams right now just to make our start. I mean, it's not the playoffs, so like it doesn't You know, we got to worry about these other games that actually will see movement in the standings because it's people directly competing us for those positions. So
Yeah, it would have been nice to get a point out of the game,
yeah, that's what I was hoping for, is at least a point.
and that's kind of what it felt like. But at the same time, I'm like, I, you just don't look at that roster and expect to go in and really 100% compete.
No. Not with the way we're sitting right now. No, unfortunately,
No, and not with
unfortunately.
like, losing your best outside back
Yeah,
in the last week.
maybe your best player that you have on the team
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
100%. Like, oh man.
Yeah. Anyways, got to move on, and we're gonna move on to the negatives. Just so we can vent, maybe. Biggest negative, second goal, and Claudia Dickey's error. I mean, I would personally, I wish we could recreate and go to a simulation of, like, I want someone to put in a machine that ball and the speed, and I want to see what happens to my hand. Like, am I also like, I mean, it's definitely going through
You're
my
also
hand.
not a professional
I know, I
goalkeeper.
know, I know that. So maybe I'm just saying, I would like to know how much heat was on that.
You have dainty hands though.
No, those are my ankles. That's my ankles, all right? I knit.
So the second goal, it literally she couldn't catch it. She should have caught it. It went straight through her hands.
He usually tries to catch those too.
It's just there's a couple ways I could go about talking about this. The first way is the way that made me very, very angry that a professional goalkeeper cannot catch an easy ball. Two, that stuff happens. I mean, it's part of the game. You're not always going to be mentally on, at 100%. But we can't have that when we are this vulnerable and this fragile as a team. Like, if that's a deciding goal, that can't be your starting goalkeeper. You know what I mean? So the fact that it was the second goal, give her a little grace for that. But I also see like the human side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like in one of the last indoor seasons, I had a ball whipped at me. Granted, it was from like maybe like 9 feet away, but I went to catch it and it literally like just went through my hands. It hit me in the head.
Give a replay.
It's probably online somewhere. So like it does happen, there's mental lapses.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also not a professional athlete. It's not my actual job. It just and it doesn't help that I have other issues with her. The fact that you have your defense visibly like yelling at you every single game to communicate with them, that doesn't speak volumes to your level of communication and their trust in you. And I see it every single game.
I don't know really how to read into this, because every time we've had a keeper that's like young and promising, we seem to trade them away, or they go off and do something else, right? I feel like for whatever
Nobody's going to take her at this point though. She's
I
not going to start anywhere else in the league.
I think she
She
might.
doesn't start for any other team in the league.
I think she might. We can disagree
Who?
on that. Portland.
No, she's not better than Kat Asman.
Okay, their starting keeper that they currently have.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I don't
She's
think
not better than their third goalkeeper, I'll tell you that much.
Okay. I just she got thrown into a strange situation last year, right? With Fallon just going, and then we made our playoff run, and then she played in the final, and the final was not great. She had some not great games before that as well. I think she's shown a lot of improvement this year. I just I don't know, like, there's obviously things that they're seeing in her that they really like. And I think we've seen moments of that, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It's just these errors, it just can like really kick you in the ass if we want to be a more serious club. And we've gone through so much change that I'm just not sure. Like, do we build around a new goalkeeper, like a veteran goalkeeper? Is that something we should do? Because I think there's trade-offs to that as well.
Yeah, 100%. At the same time, somebody was saying this in the Discord yesterday because I was pretty much bitching about it, and I was like, I'd rather have a veteran keeper back there that like can communicate with the like our young, new back line and be able to help out with the organization, because like it's got to go through them before it gets to you. And if you're not helping them, you're not helping yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So having a more veteran goalkeeper that understands the game and understands communication better, I think would benefit the team more.
Do you, Mike? I guess my question is, do you think this could be, because you've talked about it before about how leadership is something you can learn, right? And I don't know if we can maybe expect it to happen this quickly. My question is, do you think this is something that can be fixed with like the coaching staff, or because what I was hoping for, when we started talking about maybe a Beto's rumor, right? I was kind of hoping we would bring in a veteran keeper, maybe someone who's not. I mean, I think Beto's could be starting anywhere, but someone who can kind of be that leadership for someone like Claudia Dickey to kind of build those skills that she just hasn't quite nailed yet. That could turn her into like a next level, like from where she's at.
Yeah, I think that when your job's not at stake, you're really comfortable.
Yeah.
It makes those lapses a little less serious seeming. Because if you're in her position, they're not going to start Ivory over you, right?
Yeah. That's why I would be curious if we could bring
And
someone
so
in.
you bring somebody in that can play well and isn't going to make those mistakes. Yeah. You're learning from that and you're figuring out how to get better and how to get minutes, right? So I don't see how that would be a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you've got to expect somebody to be able to step in and do that. And I think she's done an all right job. And stats wise, if you're only looking at the stats, and this is why I think stats are only part of the picture here. If you're looking at the stats, she's been fine, right? But if you're watching the games and you're watching, the dynamic of the team, dynamic of the defense, you're seeing these cracks. And I feel like their cracks just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. In the post-game presser, like they weren't really staunchly defending her. And I just I just think that there's not a lot of confidence there. I think it's also probably for good reason. Her distribution's also not great. She can come out and get balls out of the air, but cool, that's your job. It's like there's something missing, and I think you're right with the idea that get her in, get her behind somebody that knows what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and see how that player is more effective in the ways that they're more effective.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll have somebody to emulate to kind of gain that confidence and that leadership. Because some people learn by seeing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Learn by example. And if that example is not there for her, it might be difficult for her to learn.
We'll see. I would think and hope that the goalkeeping coaching staff could like help her with that, but I don't know, that part of the game is, I feel like sometimes it's hard to coach that into somebody, and it's more something that you have to like have a mentor for, because I do think there's a difference between the two.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'll be interested to see what happens in the off season, what they do with the goalkeeper situation. I don't think Dickey's worth getting rid of and giving up on still.
No.
But we also are pretty aware that the Rain haven't been able to make a lot of moves because of the sale of the team, and maybe that's why we never really, went and tried to get somebody after Fallon left.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, I think Claudia Dickey's done a pretty solid job, but there's definitely some aspects of her game that we need to see be elevated if we're to really buy into her being the future of what's going on back there.
I completely agree.
Moving on. Next negative. I mean, I put lack of threatening shots, but I feel like that's just more of a critique of really everything that was going on up top.
The build up in general.
Yeah.
And just like overall possession just left a lot to be desired.
And I think a lot of it was just because we were without Haidama, and I guess games like this is maybe where I was like, I wish we had Balser still. Maybe.
No.
I mean, I know you're never gonna say that, but I just feel like with Haida Magam, we really didn't have another option. I guess if we had Adama still here, we might see a little bit more interesting stuff happening up there.
Yes, that I agree with.
Um, so that wasn't a fun thing to have to suffer through, trying to watch King and G try to figure something out. Didn't really work.
It's just like neither of them are like a 9. Like King, for all the improvement she's had and how much better she's been playing, great. And she had a fairly boring game, which fine, like
Against Gotham, you might take that if it
yeah,
meant we
you're not
didn't.
doing everything totally wrong, you're not doing everything totally right. But I saw her go in, like there was a couple times where she like had big effort tackles,
Mm-hmm.
was winning the ball. So, I'll give it to her there.
Mm-hmm.
But you need somebody that's going to break the back line. And it's just like,
Yeah, I think
we
that's where
just
I'm.
didn't have that until Montezier
No.
came in.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So,
saying. I wish Montezir was able to start. Would have been nice. Moving on, I guess, right? Can we move on? Should we move on from King?
yeah, I mean, I think,
I don't think it's even King. I'm like saying King, but like the whole like I don't think it's her fault by any means about what happened here. It's
no,
just
and
the situation
G,
sucks.
for all the like good that comes with G, there's a lot of lost possession,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been noticing that as well.
which was notable last game because that's kind of where the goal scoring opportunity started. But this game, it was just like, oh,
I think that's fine if because she's trying some crazy stuff and when it goes well, it's worth it. I just think that we need to have someone behind her that is able to lock down whatever, like if that goes awry.
yeah. And James Turner really wasn't
No,
helpful at
no,
all.
I'm not.
Like, I just don't understand that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna comment further on what's going on there.
Yeah.
Um,
If that
uh,
becomes more of an issue, we can talk about it. But this one game,
yeah, this was a big one for me. The refs are being anti-blonde.
how dare they?
And I did get confused myself over my own players.
We have so many blonde ponytails on the team
And they were
right now.
playing like in a lot of this like same places on the field.
The
Like,
only one I can tell is different is AMC, but that's because like AMC is massive.
well, see, then I was saying I can kind of tell how because sometimes her hair is a little more poofy.
Yeah, it's curlier.
Yeah, exactly. Poofy, curly, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, we had the non-goal that they fucking gave. I'm still really pissed about this, if I'm being
Oh, in the
honest.
Louisville game?
Yeah, the Louisville game where they just said Jalen Howell has fouled somebody and gave her a yellow card even though she like scored a fair goal. And then in this game we have was it AMC? She like megged someone, right?
Yeah, she was going 1v1 against somebody like into the box on the goal line. Megdom goes around and like they're shoulder to shoulder, which legal, and the other player just like can't keep up. So like Superman dives and they call a fucking foul on AMC.
Yeah,
What?
this bullshit. And I got my eye on you, ref. S-
I
got-
did like the commentary that who said it in the Slack today?
Just like on the sideline, right? They were like players.
Oh yeah,
They
Mike, the photographer, Mike Russell. He said, the bench players warming up behind me had some things to say to that as well. Quote, that is a terrible call. Oh, come on, ref. I was with you on your performance until now. It was an 8, and now it's a 4. And then somebody said, T is for trash.
I need to like make sure I sit over there when I go to games now, like wherever they're warming up, because that's some funny shit.
Yeah.
Real
You can't
comedians.
really sit over there.
Well, yeah, you could get
You can
seats
get
where
kind of
you could get where the
close.
Royal Guard is and just go sit over there, like at the
Yeah, I
bottom
guess
on because
they're
they don't really make you move wherever. You could
that's
definitely.
true.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Maybe I'll just like bring a little mic.
Will they let
What
you bring one of those in? Probably not.
a little recorder? I could probably bring in like one of those handheld recorders, I
Oh,
bet.
handheld recorders?
Yeah,
Yeah, you could just record it on your phone,
I'll
but
do it. I could do that too.
we could bring mics in.
We could. I'm sure they'll let us. Do you have any negatives you want to shout out?
Um, And Ketron Berger saving G's free kick.
Yeah, that was negative for sure.
Phenomenal save. I hate that for us.
It was almost another golazo for G, and I would have loved that for us. It would have felt kind of worse if we would have like lost 2-1 though, somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. I was watching the game with my dad, and I was like, yeah, lining up, she'd usually score these, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna get saved if it's on frame.
Yeah. Unless it like, I don't know, she could have like dipped it down to the far corner, but it was some pace and it was dipping down where it went, but it was not to one side enough to beat Berger. That's what happens when you have a goalkeeper like that right now. So
yeah.
One more thing I wanted to say. CBS needs to reel it back with these fucking ads. I just
like during play.
They like find any moment, like if there's like a small break, it seems like there's like a player down injured and they're just like, let's run it. Let's run the ad. Like, why?
I don't want to look at a tiny screen to a large ad.
Not only that,
that's
but
why
like,
you have halftime.
Yeah, it's why you have halftime.
This is not the NFL.
No, it's not the NFL. Stop trying to make it the NFL. This is soccer. And there's like, the game is playing. We need to also hear what's going on, maybe? Like,
yeah.
Because it happens so quickly.
And you do it like
quickly.
during an injury. I'm like, oh, you're trying to sell products while someone's injured? Like, give me a goddamn break.
It's a bad look.
No, I hate it. It's
a really bad look. And I'm sure that this is where they're getting like extra money, but this can't be the way.
I have another negative. Lori Lindsay making up words.
Which word did you make up?
Oh, what was it? It was like verticality or something.
Oh my god. What is she like?
My dad looked at me. My dad turned to me and he's like, that's not a word.
This is like some like RuPaul's challenge shit. Where they just come up with some word to try to sell something fake. But you're like a commentator.
My dad, like a 30-year English teacher, was like, that is not a word.
Not the dentist is.
They're hurtful. They hurt. Trust me.
Thank you for listening to the Sounder at Heart Podcast Network, which now includes Nos Arietes, Lobbing Scorchers, and the Cooler Guild. We've been independent since August of 2023, but need your support to make sure it continues. Although this podcast is free, it's only made possible by your continued support. Memberships start as low as $25 a year, which not only helps make podcasts like this one happen, but also gets you access to everything we produce. If you're able to support us at higher levels, starting at $75 a year, you gain access to a host of other perks, most notably entry into our members-only Discord, where the smartest, funniest, and most engaged commenters share their thoughts and ideas. To find out more, just visit sounderatheart.com and click the subscribe button in the top right corner. Thanks for listening.
Playoffs. How are we feeling?
How am I feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Not great. Not great. I'm feeling like once this Huerta loan got announced, that the high hopes and good vibes I was feeling kind of feel like a little gray cloud started coming overhead and is really starting to sprinkle, right? And I do like rain, and we are the rain, but it's dampening our playoff hopes.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I will have hope until it is statistically impossible for us.
It's tight. It's not impossible. It is very tight right now. So
remember going into that last game of the season 2 years ago and being like, oh shit, we could win the Shield tonight.
Yeah.
Was that 2 years ago?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. I remember being on the light rail to the game and like we're watching the score of the other games and we're like, oh my God. Oh shit.
It had to go like so awry too for like other teams for us to get that, and it happened. So we had a better team at that time.
Yeah, we were the top team in the league.
Yeah.
And we still didn't do well in playoffs. So as long as we make it, I want to be the shittiest team going into playoffs. I want to be the absolute worst. Put me in 8th place. Give me the worst draw.
Give me Orlando.
Give me Washington.
Don't give me Washington, please. I'll take Orlando over Washington. I don't want to play Trinity Rodman. That's not good for us ever.
Fair. But I want to be the crappiest team going into playoffs.
Spoil the joy.
Spoil the joy.
We could play that. We could also play that even if we don't make the playoffs, we could definitely be screwing up some people's.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler. 100%.
Yeah. So that, I mean, obviously I don't want to do that and have that be the only thing that happens. I would like that to come with us making the playoffs, but if you can play spoiler, that's always fun.
And, looking at the teams that are on the verge with us right now, Louisville, they're just kind of farting along. They're not doing much.
I don't think they have it in them to make a run once they get to the playoffs, so I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll fucking regret saying this later, but I don't know. I'm not putting my money on them against any of the teams above them. Most of the teams above them. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, they beat Angel City 2-1.
Angel City's not that good.
But Angel City sucks.
They are
right. They lost to Bay, and they play North Carolina next. Utah, who's playing a lot better. And then they have to play KC, Washington, Portland, and then San Diego.
Yeah. Anyone who has like KC, Spirit, and Orlando, and they have 2 games with those opponents left, like any of those 3 opponents, that is rough.
Mm-hmm.
That is very rough. We have, I would say, maybe just looking at the standings, probably one of the easiest schedules left.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's something that I'm hoping helps.
Yeah, that'll be nice, because then you've got, the other team that's above us, Angel City. They've got Portland next, which Portland has been so bad.
They're all over the place. They could find it in them to win a game. I'm not, they've got the Sophia Smith.
I just don't understand, why,
how do you have Sophia Smith and you're not winning games?
She's
not scoring.
Well, you have a goalkeeper.
Sophia, if you can't find a way to get Sophia Smith on the board, you have some really big problems.
If they finish the season like this, I really think she's gonna leave.
She should. She should go to Europe. I mean, I know she made comments before about wanting to go abroad.
She should.
She definitely should.
Or go north to Seattle.
She's not doing that. She's on a lockdown, on her extension or whatever it was, so that they can make sure that they get paid for presumably a loan or transfer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't want to stay at that place and keep training on turf.
Hell no.
And have to look at Merritt Paulson in the hallways.
Ugh. So Angel City plays Portland and then Washington and then us again. And then North Carolina, Utah, and then Portland again. So, for those 2 teams above us, not looking the hottest for their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I am curious about is Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just haven't been able to find their stride, but they're kind of getting into it.
They're hitting it now.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, I did go to a Bay game in July.
Mm-hmm.
It was really dope. Shout out Liz. Thank you for the ticket. But they play Orlando, us, Gotham, KC, North Carolina, and then their last game is Houston.
They have probably
the opposite schedule of us.
They have the worst schedule, and that's really shitty because out of all the teams around us, I feel like they're the one that I probably hate the least. For sure. And I just, terrible. Good luck to you.
It's gonna be rough for them,
but not too much luck if it means we could get in.
Fair.
So, I was gonna say Chicago's the one I was just reading too. Chicago's got a really tough schedule. It's just kind of funny that these teams are kind of starting to figure things out, and then they're getting set with this horrible ending. Chicago's got San Diego left, North Carolina, Houston, Gotham, Spirit, and KC at the end. Brutal.
That is brutal.
I mean, the only benefit is their goalkeeper knows those players, especially those strikers.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's still going to be tough. Still going to be tough moving forward for them.
So I guess the playoff race I'm looking forward to. It'll be fun. Lots to watch for. That makes it exciting. I'm not just sitting here dwelling on I'm not Houston. We're not Houston.
Thank God. They don't even have a coach. That is such a sad situation too.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's I mean, aren't they owned by the MLS team too?
I think so.
They got ties there, I believe. So I don't know if they'll move, but I'd be curious if there might ever be talks of them moving if this keeps going bad, because it sounds like things are bad down there.
Yeah. Between them and San Diego, man.
Ooh, yikes.
I mean, Gotham has won 14 of 19 matches in all competitions since the beginning of May. So this game was never in our favor. Maybe the only thing in our favor was the win streak, but obviously they're not bad. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I think we can move on to cooler player of the match, yeah.
let's do it.
Cooler player of the match is brought to you by the Doctor's Office Bar on Capitol Hill.
We love it.
We love it. Cooler player of the match this week. I felt a little conflicted about should we give it to somebody, but again, I don't think we were that bad. And I think
Yeah.
a big reason of us not being that bad was Phoebe McClernand.
100%.
So congrats to you, Phoebe. Welcome.
Welcome. I'm a big fan.
We are
Love
big
what you're
fans.
doing.
Yeah.
I mean, there are certain moments when I'm still asking myself, like, oh, who was that? And then I'm like, wait,
It's
it
Phoebe.
was obviously Phoebe McClernand.
Yeah. Good old Phoebes.
Who else would it be?
Yeah. Love
She's
you,
killing
Phoebes.
it.
Killing it. Keep doing your thing.
So welcome to the Cooler Player of the Match Hall of Fame. You will be inducted.
Yep. On my Google Doc. Maybe I'll get something more prestigious later.
Can we put something on the Sound at Heart page?
I could look into that.
Like our landing page?
I could. Well, I'll think of something. We'll think of something. We'll brainstorm.
Or we can just do like an Instagram post or something.
I think we'll definitely put a wrap up at the end of the season of everybody,
Mhm.
so it's a little more official. I don't want to, post it because people. I'm sure the only reason they tune in is because they're on the edge of the seat finding out who it was. So
I know.
we can't give it away.
No, you gotta listen for that.
But I think at the end of the season we'll definitely put some sort of something out.
I'm really excited to see if we end up giving someone Cooler Player of the Match twice.
Yeah, we haven't yet.
Mm-mm.
Haven't yet, but maybe this could be like a trivia thing for some people because I have the list and I think Van can see it if she wants to, but
I do. I have access to the list.
so far no repeats. But this will definitely be something to keep an eye on in the future.
Once again, thank you to our sponsor, the Doctor's Office, for sponsoring Cooler Player of the Match.
With its intimate 12-seat bar setting, TDO Seattle is the best place to grab a drink before or after a rain match. Negroni Week is here.
Woo woo!
I love Negronis so much.
You love a Negroni.
I do. I always have Negroni ingredients at my house. I need to go find somewhere to get a Negroni this week, actually. It is going to be happening through September 22nd, so there's no better time to pop down to TDO and indulge in their classic Negroni. A Negroni so good that it will leave you saying, quote, "This is the best Negroni I've ever had." They apparently did like a blind. Have you heard about this?
No.
He did like a blind tasting to figure out the best Negroni. So they tried like 300 different combinations before they opened to like figure this out. So
that is the kind of dedication I want in a cocktail bar.
Yes.
Check out their Instagram at TDO Seattle, or better yet, go drink there in person.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Clink.
Clink. Other stuff going on.
Sophia Huerta is loaned out. We talked about it. It sucks.
Oh.
Couldn't come at a worse time for the rain.
This one actually makes me shed a tear.
I wore black today because I'm in mourning.
My heart is black because of this.
I get it from her perspective. I saw someone in one of our chat things say like this is probably like the last time in like quote unquote her window to like go and make a run at Champions League. She's in great form. I really do hope she does well over there. I think Lyon hasn't been as dominant in Champions League as they maybe used to be. So maybe she can help with that. That'd be dope.
Yeah, when we were under the OL umbrella, I added OL to the feminine to feminine.
I'm not French.
One of the two. I think femenino is Spanish.
I just call him Leon because I don't care about the men's team.
Yeah, fair. So I added Leon to my like favorites in FOTMob, and so I'd get all the alerts about their team, and then when we finally like broke free of them, I deleted
Yeah,
it.
get it,
So
get
I
it out
don't
of
get
here.
alerts about their
Yeah, get
game.
it out of here.
So I've got to get it
Well, I
again.
follow because I'm a hater, so I like to now that we're not
You
now that we're
just
not tied to them, I'm just like a hater, and so I was like rooting against them.
I also have a deep loathing for Michelle Kang.
Yeah, I think we both do. I'm a little bitter about it, but Huerta got some like time over there when we were still tied to them, so I think that happened when COVID was going on, so she never really got the chance to go and actually do a loan over there. Um,
No, it's a dream for
yeah,
her, and she's been here for a long
been
time.
very loyal.
She's given a lot to this team. And it really, really sucks. But like when I say that I want the best for her and this is going to be great for her career, and ultimately I feel like great for the Reign in the long term, I mean it. So
she'll be back. I'm pretty confident she'll be back. The loan is for this next season with Leon.
yeah, she said something like
This isn't a goodbye.
yeah, it's not a goodbye. It's like a see you later.
That's good, but I do think that's gonna put a little bit of a dash on our playoff hopes. But the good news is maybe when the timing comes when she comes back will help us at the right time.
Mhm.
I think that's probably all we got for the Reign. Oh wait, there was the kind of semi-Reign news. U.S. Women's National Team U20 versus Germany game was quite the dramatic match.
Oh my God. Was it ever? So I had it on my laptop because I was sitting in the reading room doing my puzzle.
Oh, the puzzle.
And I just had it on in the background as the Sounders game had gotten over. Well, I turned the Sounders game off before it ended because the U20 game started at 6. And I was like, oh, Germany's good. Good again. Okay. But it's kind of missing some chances. And the game just like kept going and going. And if you are a subscriber of Sounder at Heart, you have access to the Discord, which we've talked about several times.
Paid subscriber.
One of the fun things. Yep, paid subscriber. Sometimes you got to pay for the good stuff.
I think it's
know?
like a certain tier too, but it's worth it. The Discord's fun.
Oh, it's so fun. So they have like game threads for the U20 team.
They have game threads.
People are on there watching the game.
Game threads for everything.
Game threads for everything. It was really funny to be in it because several people were like, "Oh my God, I turned it off after we were down 2-0 and it was an extra time." But no, what was it? 90 plus 6?
There was
Yeah. So they had 8 minutes of stoppage time, I think. It was in like the 96th minute or something, and they got one back. The sub came in. She played really, really well. I can't remember who it was, but they got one back, and I'm like, "Oh, yay. 1 minute left.
Got a goal.
1 minute left, but at least they got one consolation goal." Anyway, there was a minute and a half left, right? So it's 2-1 Germany. Pretty much a minute if you go up to the total game time. And I swear to God, it was just a little bit after that goal at kickoff. They took it down. Great cross. Ali Sentner just somehow gets something on the ball and it rolls across the face of the goal.
Well, it looks like it was an own goal. Counted as an own goal.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I think she touched it and it
Great.
hit off somebody.
I love it.
Like,
Let's
whatever.
get it.
Didn't matter. And I'm just like, oh my God. I was texting you what's happening.
Well, you texted me like right before that.
Oh,
yeah.
They were down 2-0 and I texted you and I was like, oh, well, looks like we might get Bug and Adames back early. And I was like, just kidding.
I turned it on to watch. I was watching something else, and so I turned it on because I went to penalties, and I did feel really bad for Germany because I mean it's kids, right? So you just can't help but feel bad. But they just kept showing the Germany goalkeeper like crying on the field.
Yeah, it was
bad. It was sad and it was bad. But Germany also took horrible penalties. Bug and Adames have been starting. I think by the time this episode comes out, the next game will already have happened, unfortunately.
Oh, Sentner scored in 90 plus 8.
Okay.
So it did go, yeah, it went to 8 minutes of stoppage time.
Yeah.
90 plus 7, Jordan Dudley scored.
Why does it say on mine 90 plus 8 plus and then 90 plus 9?
I don't know. I'm on the U.S. Youth National Team Twitter. But yeah. So they went into extra time. Then went to penalties because nobody scored. And I don't know, like, what penalty kick training plan the youth national team is on. But shit. Sign everyone up for it. They were blasting them.
They weren't fucking around.
They went to the Sofia Huerta Penalty Academy, I think.
I mean, maybe Bug and Adames were like, this is how you do it. Pick a spot, shoot the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Hopefully they keep going. Moving on to some NWSL results. Our favorite team got another great result down in Portland. Big fat L. And I know we lost, but guess who else lost? Portland. I don't know. They're kind of walking some dangerous territory right now with their standings. They'll probably still make it. I don't know. We'll see. Like their schedule is one of the easier ones to finish out the season, but the goal that they gave up was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. Oh,
And that's
God.
like the only goal that was scored in the game at home. I don't think you can be giving up goals like that. It was worse than the Claudia Dickey mistake for sure.
Yeah, I think more because it was more of a team mistake than an individual mistake.
Yeah. Moultrie, like,
there were several individual mistakes included in it, but it wasn't just the lapse of one
Moultrie
player.
like tried to pass the ball back or something like that, and then there was like a forward right there, and just came out. I don't know what Arnold was doing. I have genuinely no idea.
I don't think she knows.
Wild, but great. Love seeing Portland lose. Orlando still undefeated, 0-0 to KC. So I guess the fraud watch. I'm still putting KC on fraud watch.
It's on hold at the moment.
It hasn't gone up. It's just we're on a plateau.
We're on a steady
plateau right now.
Yeah, fraud watch is holding steady at
maybe
the moment.
A little bit of a dip because that's a decent result to hold Orlando at, but I don't know. You got Chewinga and she's not scoring. And then the last result I wanted to shout out was Racing beating Angel City, and I have to mention it because Bethany Balser did get her first goal for Racing, and it was a header.
Good for her. Their 2 signings scored because Janine Becky scored the other goal.
I mean, not so sweet because the standings are really rough, but
happy for her.
Did you want to briefly touch on the GM survey?
We can talk about it. I thought it was kind of interesting. So there was an anonymous survey sent out to the GMs of all of the NWSL teams, and there were some interesting results. Well, at least one specifically interesting result. You want to
I thought it was maybe we didn't have time to get to it last week, but I did think it was kind of relevant since we played Gotham this week. But it seems like most of the GMs are pretty much in agreement that there are teams just breaking the rules with salaries and signings and like all sorts of stuff like that, which, there's been some questions about how has Gotham got all these players on their team. And I agree. I have questions as well.
Did I tell you what Megan Rapinoe said on her podcast? I can't remember what context it was in. I'll find the clip and I'll send it to you. But she was like talking about Gotham because Sue's a part owner of Gotham. But Megan said something like, "Yeah, first thing I'd do is I'm gonna run their finances."
Good. They should.
Oh, I think they were talking about the CBA.
Well, there was like
I wanna see their finances.
I do want to see their finances because there was also not just like how did they get Crystal Dunn? Her husband somehow conveniently got a job there too.
Yeah, that's fucked up. After he gave players,
there was some weird shit going on in Portland with what he was doing, and he got like banned, all this other stuff. So now he's allowed to go have a job with Gotham, and like how convenient.
Right. So is that like a verbal clause in her contract?
Exactly. A verbal clause, something that we're not going to ever get evidence of, because if there was evidence of it, it wouldn't be allowed. This is all allegedly speculation. The GM survey, GMs, they know what's going on more than we do. So if they're the ones saying that things are being broken, it's not surprising. Because I feel like when you're in a league like this, you can kind of get away with stuff. And I don't think it's that big of a deal, but when I think there's huge problems, like people signing way too many players, that it doesn't make sense how they're doing it. They're just so stacked. Then maybe there's something that needs to be done.
Something nefarious happening.
Yeah.
We'll never know. So
maybe we will. I'm an investigator.
That'd be nice.
Get my trench coat on.
I just love to see you wear a trench coat.
Well, also, like, I'd probably get a child-sized trench coat.
Yeah, you'd probably fit in like a 14 to 16.
Unless you and I want to like stack on top of each other.
We are too short for trench coats.
We'll do what the kids do.
We'll do
what the kids do back in the day, where they get on each other's shoulders, and then we'll just wear one trench coat, and you'll be on the bottom, and I'll be on the top, and then I'll have like a little fedora on, and then we'll walk into the meetings.
Well, as always, let's do some shout outs. So we'd like to shout out all the teams below us in the standing. So shout out San Diego Wave, golf clap, Utah Royals, and Houston Dash.
I hope this doesn't bite us in the ass later.
I don't care. It's fun.
We lost one team after this week, but whatever.
I bit myself in the ass when I was like, I call it next game. Sophia Huerta's going to get her record assist.
I know, so embarrassing. I had to like I was like, gotta clip this to YouTube. So I started the YouTube. Make us look stupid. That'll get us clicks.
Like, who's this idiot?
Yeah, it's us. We're the idiots.
Also, I just love continuing on the Angel City train after like the episode we did, but after we played them from attacking third, being like, Angel City is gonna win the league. They've got it in the bag.
Yeah, fuck those people.
Look at their schedule, and then they lost again this week.
Yeah, and they've got
Give me a break.
Like, how could you say that when you have a bad record against us?
Because you have no idea what you're
And then
talking
you got
about.
spirit, courage.
You're trying to be a shock jock, and it's just not working for you.
We don't need that in our like women's sports commentary. We don't need it. Don't do it. Stop it. We don't need to bring that energy into here.
So our next game, we play
Last place Houston.
Houston.
It's on the road. I'm curious to see if the weather reports are clear or not.
Yeah.
Something to keep an eye on, maybe.
Yeah. Might be dicey. We'll keep an eye out. But that game's on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. on NWSL Plus. Get your Roku out.
Roku, your computer, not your phone yet. They need to get a phone app.
I mean, you can watch it on your phone. You just have to go to the
browser. Yeah, but I like
browser.
Chromecast usually, so they should get an
Yeah.
app. Houston, the last time they won a game in the league, May 24th. And not only that, which, hey, I think our last win was even further back, but they've lost their previous 6 games in the league. So if we don't win this game, I think I will officially have lost playoff hope. Because if you're not beating Houston, it's not good. I'd like to see Mondesir start.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're only going to play her 60 minutes, I want to see that attacking prowess like from the start. I want to go ahead in the game.
Go ahead in the game and then just have whoever off the bench close it out.
Can we please get a shutout?
You want a shutout?
I want a shutout.
Yeah.
I want to not give up
Yeah,
a
do
goal.
it, Claudia. I think she'll do it. I'm calling that one. And if she does, maybe she'll be cool to play the match. Yeah, I don't really know how much more there is to preview on that. Houston sucks. We should beat them. If we don't, bad.
We're going to have a spicy ass podcast if we don't.
That's pretty much it for the match.
I think that closes it out.
We started up. I started up. I figured out how to get the YouTube going and stuff. So I know there were some people that were hoping to get our podcast on YouTube. So that should, all the episodes will start being on there. And I've also, we'll see how I go with clip baking. It's going to take me a little while to figure that out, but I'm hoping to get some little clips. We're going to maybe look into getting some better quality stuff for videos and maybe get some good clips going there with some better video quality. We're not adjusting well to the sunlight going down earlier.
I'm doing a bit better.
I like my mood lighting. I have a nice mood. Anyways.
I've got that. This is my vitamin D light for my home office.
You can kind of tell.
Yeah, because I look so fucking sunny.
Right. So look out for that. The YouTube channel is pretty easy to find. It's youtube.com @thecoolerguild. Go subscribe there. Hit the subscribe button.
Smash
it. Twitter and Instagram, Cooler Guild Pod. That's the handle. I'm starting the thing there. Get some pictures of some coolers in the wild. I just saw one out when I was mushrooming on the coast.
Did you take a picture
Yeah, I
of
took
it?
a picture of it. This guy had a cooler like in the back of his car while he was just like hanging out next to it because people like surfing out there. And so like I kind of like tried to hide myself because it was just like in the back of his car. It wasn't like a big one. And then I just like took it from a distance and zoomed in. So I put that up on the page. I'm gonna keep a little like it's like the memories of like stories or whatever. So I'm gonna start putting if anyone does any, sends them to me. I'm gonna keep them all up in there and post them.
I do think it would be like fun lore to just like have people start being like, "Oh my god, can I take a picture of your cooler?" And then like not say anything else about it, and somebody to be like, "What the? Why did they want to take a picture of my cooler?"
Yeah, that's a great idea.
It's a 1997 Coleman cooler.
See, that's dope.
You know? As always, you can send us an email because we love our emails. We love an email at not that.
Email address?
It is an email account. Our email address is thecoolerguild@gmail.com. And you can find us on the main website, the landing page, soundetheart.com/thecoolerguild.
We've got all of our links there too for all this stuff. So if you just want to find one place to go for that, that's the best way to do it. Rate 5 stars wherever you listen. Till next week.
I'm Van.
I'm Coop.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So there's an anonymous